Hey everybody, you're watching CAD Roll Hunter. I stopped in at my antique dealer, asked him if he had any coins like I do every single week, and he said, no, I don't have anything. Oh, except for this little handful of loose stuff that he sold to me for $6. And I'm super stoked because we definitely got our money's worth in here. I see silver. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is James and you're watching my channel CAD Roll Hunter. If you watch my channel, you know that I regularly go to a local antique shop and see if he's got any coins. He buys estates, he often has some things, odds and ends, sometimes rolled stuff, sometimes it's just the contents of piggy banks, sometimes it's a collection or stuff from the Royal Canadian Mint. You never know, so I just go in and ask. This time he said he didn't have anything, but then remember that he had just a handful of some loose stuff that was just part of some other purchase. And I'm so excited because there's some oldies in here and there is some silver. There's probably a few things that aren't anything at all. You know, you just never know what you're going to get. But I'm going to dump this out because I know for a fact we've got at least something good in here. I'm going to just get the last of it out here. But there is silver. Now, here is a silver 50-cent piece from Canada from 1959. It's the Laureate portrait. And basically he said, well, give me $5 for that, and then the rest you can have for $1. I said, absolutely. And it didn't really matter if there was anything else in here because this is worth well more than the $6 I paid for everything. In fact, I'm going to pull it up on a silver bullion calculator and we'll take a peek and see what this coin alone is worth. So this is coinapps.com. I love this webpage. I use it all the time here. I'm just going to go to silver coins, Canadian silver coin calculator. And then what we can do here is scroll down to Canadian silver half dollars. We'll look at Elizabeth II, 53 to 67. And I'm just going to plug a 1 in there and press enter. And it's going to tell me that the total silver value in US dollars is $10. If I want to see what that is in Canadian dollars, I'm just going to change on the menu here to Canadian dollars because that's helpful for me. And it's $13.78. That's today's silver value. If I want to see what the cost or the silver melt value of a whole bunch of coins is, I can just plug all the numbers in here and figure out what that is. So I only paid $6 for this group of coins, and this one coin here alone is going to be worth over $13. So I've well more than doubled my money. But we'll just see if there's anything else in here. I'm just going to sort these out here and we'll take a peek and see how great a deal I got because I already know I got a great deal. So I have everything laid down here and I am super excited. I knew there'd be some things that weren't really anything. There's a few pennies here from the 60s and 70s. That's nothing, but copper, I hold on to copper. Got a few older nickels here. There's a 1940. That is King George VI. A 1950, also King George VI. That's that 12-sided nickel. And there's a 1960. That's going to be another Laureate portrait with Queen Elizabeth II. That's cool. But check this out. We have a Newfoundland penny, 1947, 1 cent. That is a different picture of George VI with the crown on it. That is an awesome find. And then we got a few foreigns here. A couple just, this is pocket change. This is 1973 quarter. We got a 1999 nickel from the States. We got a couple of foreigns here. 1994. It says Magyar Kostarasaska. 20 forints. When in doubt, we'll just go to Numista and see if we can look that one up. So there it is, 20 forint from Hungary. It's from 1994. This is nickel brass. This one's in pretty rough shape, but that's okay. I love getting foreign coins. And then we've got another one here that I can't easily identify. I'm going to just see if maybe Google Lens can help me out with that, and I'll be right back. So with Google Lens, I was able to just take a picture using my phone, and it just tells me what it is. It uses AI to determine what the coin is. And I find it's more reliable than some of those coin apps that try to tell you what things are worth. This is one Jiao from Taiwan. And I could probably use Numista to figure out what the year was, but it's a very lightweight coin. It's aluminum, but that's cool. A couple others here. We've got East Caribbean States. This is 25 cents. This is from 1989. And then we've got a 50 sen from Malaysia in 1983. It's a big coin. I'm just going to look it up and see what this coin is made of. So this is copper nickel, and this one here is pretty discolored. I wanted to look it up because, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing any silver. It had the look that it could be tarnished, but it's just copper nickel. It's obviously got some environmental damage. So this is where things get pretty interesting. Check this out. This coin here is from China. It says Yunnan province. 4.4 candarines. That is a weight, and you got to take a listen. We got silver. This is awesome. I'm going to pull this one up on Numista, give us an idea what we got here. It's been hold, of course, but it is silver and it is old. Check this out. It's 80% silver. It is 20 fen. If I scroll down, it is from 1908. I don't know how reliable this price is. It says in a VF, it's $130. This would not be in a VF because it's been hold. It's got some rim damage. It's got some probably environmental damage. So it might only be worth its silver content, which is amazing because I only paid $6 for this whole bag. But we got old Chinese silver, over 100 years old. It's a 1908. And it may very well still have some numismatic value beyond its intrinsic silver value, even with the hole in it, if it turns out it's something a little bit more scarce or sought after. But that is awesome. But it doesn't end there, because check this out. If you see a date on there, 1864. This is a 2-cent coin from the United States, 1864. We got to look this one up because I know there's some varieties, but this is really old American copper. So there is our date, 1864. A little fun fact I just learned on Numista is that this 2-cent coin here is the first United States coin to carry the motto, "In God We Trust," which we can see at the top here. It's a little bit obscured. It's kind of worn down. This is a very, very old coin. There's two varieties for the 1864, and if we go on to Numista, we can see some diagrams here. I'll scroll down, and here we go. There is the small motto and the large motto, and look at the D and just how much space there is. This looks pretty squat here. If we look over at mine, it's very definitely the large motto, and according to Numista, the large motto is the common one here. So what this is saying is that 54% of the people who say they have a coin in this series have this one, whereas the small motto, only 4% are saying that they have it. But have a look, even in a G, this is a $13 coin, and that's pretty awesome. Again, it's just another coin that came in this little bag for $6. So we've already made way more than our $6 investment on this. It's really awesome to get really old American copper like this, or bronze. Really wicked. And we got additional silver, and that is really cool. And we got one more we want to look at, and this is a really old one. This is from the late 1700s. This is a cash coin from China. And there are a few ways that we can determine which this is. I can put it on the scale and we can find out what it weighs. Without the glare, it's about 3.89. It looks like it's pretty worn down, but we got a general idea which one it might be. I pulled it up onto Numista, and you can see that there are all sorts of options here. And this is a Qianlong Tongbao coin is what I think it's known as, but it's one cash. And we can use Numista to try to figure out between the weight and the actual images on the coin which one it might be. Particularly, I think on this side, this part right here is the piece that's much different on those. I'm not going to do all that right now, but it is over 200 years old. And that's pretty awesome. Could be about 250 years old even. So really happy to have that. That is awesome. So let me know how you think I did. This little $6 baggie of coins ended up having a couple of pieces of silver, some really old US stuff, a Newfoundland coin, and a bunch of pocket change and some foreigns, a nice little grab bag, if you will. And really, I was paying a severely discounted price just for this coin and then got everything else for free. And if you can find a little baggie like that of goodies, you'd be doing really, really well. I just wanted to share this with you because I was really excited about getting this good deal on some silver and finding some bonus silver, some bonus oldies, just a really cool assortment of stuff. And I love going through little bags like this just to look up and read up on the history and some different kinds of coinage that I don't normally see and get some really cool old stuff into my collection. I thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, Cateroll Hunter, hit that button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Give the video a like. That's helpful too. And of course, we'll see you again next time. The sponsors of today's video are Lighthouse Canada and the Charlton Press. Lighthouse Canada is the leading supplier of high-quality numismatic supplies in Canada, and the Charlton Press is the leading publisher of coin and paper money catalogs and price guides for Canadian collectors. Go check out their online stores today and use the exclusive discount code CRH20 for 20% off all your purchases.